Welcome to a video from thislife.com. A lot of people asked me to come up with some Kraftwerk sounds for the Korg Modwave, and that's what I've done with this collection. There's 42 performances in here and some programs as well. And I'm really grateful to the people asked me, because obviously I've known about Kraftwerk for years. Computer World Track I've known about, and obviously the model and so on. And as people have asked me to do this, I've delved deeper into the world of Kraftwerk, and I really appreciate it because I'm totally hooked now, especially Pocket Calculator and all the computer world stuff. I absolutely love. So I really wish I'd paid more attention to them. I obviously know their influences on other groups that I like, artists like Pet Shop Boys and Depeche Mode and everything else. And I love Tangerine Dream and that sort of electronic music sound, but I actually love this now. So thanks to everybody who's asked me that. So what you heard at the beginning there was a couple of tracks. There was Pocket Calculator and Computer World. All the sounds are from the Modwave. I did them in the DAW using the native versions for Computer World. Pocket Calculator was the physical one, but there's no differences. In this demo I'm going to be using the native one just because it's easier to capture the audio, but actually it's exactly the same on the hardware as on the software version. And of course that's a nice thing with the native one, you can just create multiple instances and have loads of mod waves. So that's exactly what we've done. So here, this is a collection of sounds that I've created for them, and I'll explain a little bit about the process on some of these as I go through them. So we've got tracks, sounds from Autobahn, Computer World, Pocket Calculator, the model, robots, and even a couple from Tour de France as well. So let me have so first one I've got here is the from Autobahn, the sort of the major key, and to do that it's just a couple of layers using to get that major chord. So basically I've used layer 1 to the first two notes of the chord and layer 2 of the third note of the chord to create that major chord, and then put some phases on it. So you've got that as well. So to go with that as well, I've got the bass, which is a fairly simple synth bass, and I also did the car as well, which I noticed was a pair of sawtooths separated by a fifth, and then I have to put a pitch envelope to create that Doppler effect. So you can, that's how I've created that one. Onto the Computer World album, and this is Computer Love, the Computer Love lead. So this is the Computer Love lead from Computer Love, which has got like a bit of a delay, delayed LFO kicking it onto it, and then you've got the second lead, which was more of a violin. So that's sort of the violin that kicks in on Computer Love as well in the second part, and then you've got the lead. Now some of the other sounds, like the zap sort of percussion that's going through, I've got, and we'll come to that later. Go to Computer World itself, we've got the bass sound. So that's what brings in the intro. Dum dum ba dum, dum 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 ba dum. And you can do that dum dum ba dum bit by turning off the arpeggiator and use that, and that's why I used it on the video, maybe a bit. So that's exactly what I did on the video. And then we've got the higher lead that goes with it. And the lead as well. Which is really, I love that sound. And then we've got the bass part that goes. Oh, and the I used the bass as in the other example for doing sort of the higher notes, but actually I did create a separate sound for this. So those are the ones that I used to put those together to make that Computer World song. There's a sound effect that I heard on home computer, so that's the sort of up sound, and we'll have a similar sound that later. Now the next few sounds I've created not for a specific track, but so this is a kind of Kraftwerk kind of drum kit that I've created. So you hear there that snare elongates every now and again. There you go. So that one was created with 2 layers. So there's the bass layer. And then the other layer is a snare. So that's got a bandpass filter. And I think the way that I created that extra effect, I'm using the motion sequencer. And we should see that, there we go, you saw that extra time on the release there. And that's, I was using that motion sequencer to that. So you put them together, and that gives you the drum box. There's another couple of kits that I've done as well. So this one you could use on a number of songs, but I think I use this on Computer World. So that's a kind of, and that gets a split. I've got another one, similar but a smaller, lighter snare sound. And now this one is a full program. So there's the 4 on the floor, and then no samples involved in this. This is using the motion sequencer to get that effect, and there you can hear the hi-hat and the snare are the same noise gate, the noise sub oscillator. Then just changing the release time of the envelope just to give you that sort of snare effect. Then we've got another snare. Now this one is with the key tracking on the resonance. So again, it can be used for sort of everything that's again, that can be used with anything sort of snare based. And then we've got a kit from Robot. So for using for the robots, we can use this. And we've got a zap, which was used on Computer World. And that is using a pitch envelope. So that's using a envelope on the filter with the resonance to create that effect. So let's go to Pocket Calculator, which is going to be one of my favourite tracks. We've got the main loop, which you can control the pitch part through the mod control 1. So that's a sequence using a motion sequencer to do that. So we're doing a bit of timing lane on it, and a couple of times we're just muting it so it doesn't constantly play the notes because of the timing lanes. So we've got the main part, so that's the main sort of bracket, and then we've got the lead square wave sound. And then we've got the random sort of effects using sample and hold. And then the beat bong bit, as I like to think of it, I just couldn't get this bit right, so I've included them anyway, but the reason being on that is so the beat bit, I could hear the ring modulation on there, but I couldn't get the exact right pitch, and then the bong sound. Oh. I was listening to the live version, and I got this is much closer to the live version than it is to the version on the album. So, yeah, it's not quite there, but I do like that. But I love that Pocket Calculator song. And if anybody got any ideas on how I can create that sort of stylophone kind of effect, please let me know in the comments, and I'll have a go. Onto the Man Machine. Again, using dual layer with the motion sequencer. One layer is doing the constant part, which is layer B, and layer A is doing the pitch part. And I'm doing a bit of timing changes on the timing line to get that effect. And there's a kind of a zappy pip sound at the beginning, so I've included that as well. So there we've got the model. That is the main synth sound from it, nice resonant synth sound, and there is a high version of that for later in the song. And then in the middle there, I noticed there's another sound, which is a more of a pulse wave type sound, so I've included that on there as well. Onto the robots. Quite a complicated song, as in number of parts that I could extract from that. It starts off with the sine wave, and then the second sound that you hear is a low resonant sound, and it's all it's quite low down in the mix and panned to the left. So maybe I should pan this over. It sounds a bit better. So there's the sort of intro bass, like noise effect. So after that sort of bass comes in, that you get a sort of a noise sound, and then you get the sort of the sort of noise effect, and then you get sort of a beat sound. So I've tried to use that with a bit of ring modulation. And then of course you get the bass that kicks in. And for that I've used the couple of sequences. So I've used the zap sound, so you can hear that. And occasionally the robots motion sequence as well, so that will be included in this bundle, so you can import that. And on the other layer I've got the main synth sound. Now on the original, the pitch changes from time to time. It doesn't always the same sequence. It's probably played manually, but through the motion sequencer I can just do that one phrase. You can hear the filter cutoff is being changed there by layer B, sequence B. So you put them together, you get this. And this could be one of the drum kits that I mentioned earlier. You could incorporate sort of that in this phrase as well. So we've got that sort of high part to go with it as well. Then we've got sort of the chord sound that's in it. There's also a bit of vocoder in the background as well, which I've used that as well. So that's in there as well. So another effect I heard on Titanium is like a hit sound. So I've included that in there, so that you could use that in your mixes as well. But it's a sort of short analog hit with a bit of early reflection reverb on there to get that kind of effect. Now the other one from Tour de France was the A sort of vocal sound, AEO vocal sound from Vitamin. So on a Vitamin on Tour de France there's a kind of a vocal sound. And what I've done for that one is I used the wavetable, the AEIOU the vowel wave table, and a bit of random offset on the position to create that effect. So that's the first go I've done at doing the Modwave sounds based on Kraftwerk. I really enjoyed doing the process, probably learned a lot about Kraftwerk while doing it. Also found, while sounding very simple, they can be quite difficult to recreate the sounds. If I could hear them better in isolation, I may be able to do it, but I've had a first go. If there is any more sounds that you think I should be able to do from Kraftwerk, let me know in the comments and I'll do a volume 2 of it if there's enough interest. So thanks for watching this video. I'll play out with the little demos, the short clips that I did of Pocket Calculator and Computer Will. And please like and subscribe. I'm nearly up to 10,000, not quite, need a few hundred more and then we'll get there. So thanks for watching this video and I'll see you on the next one.